The Parliamentary Strengthening Program at the World Bank seeks to be able to strengthen parliaments as key inclusive institutions in order to reduce poverty and boost shared prosperity, essentially to be able to support development. We have a number of areas that we focus on, but the biggest area of focus is the budget process, as we see that as the biggest tool for Parliament in terms of development. We look at both the ex-ante stage of the budget process and ex-post stage of the budget process. We also look at the ways that other accountability actors engage with parliaments in order to promote good governance and demand accountability from the executive. These include supreme audit institutions, civil society, the media as well. We also work with different institutions within Parliament, looking at the committee system, looking at parliamentary budget offices, which provide independent budget analysis, and as well we work with parliamentary staff to ensure the sustainability of the technical capacity that we're building.
Can you share with us some key emergency practices that as well based on the presentation of this morning of parliamentary oversight within the different parliamentary traditions, like for instance as you did Anglo-Saxon and Francophone?
The work that we've traditionally done has been with public accounts committees in the Westminster system, and we've recently taken on research looking at the Napoleonic system, which actually has significantly more differences between countries in Napoleonic systems than in Westminster systems. And we've been able to look at the Francophone model, which is the conflated system where there's a committee that looks at both the estimates and budget formulation and enactment, as well as looking at the audit and fulfilling the audit function of Parliament. Now we're looking forward to collecting information on Lusophone parliaments, something that's much needed, and this event here is something that we're very much looking forward to capturing that data and comparing it to the different systems. The important thing to remember in looking at all of this analysis is that there's a lot of cross-learning that can happen. Not one system is better than the other. It's important to be able to pinpoint the areas within different systems where there are weaknesses and strengths and be able to use the other systems to find solutions and ways to address those challenges. So access to budget data is something that we've heard from a lot of parliamentarians is a big issue. Being able to access data both in terms of budget formulation and enactment, and also as well as to be able to access data for audit purposes as well, beyond what the audit office is able to provide or the Court of Comp. When it comes to budget data for the ex-ante phase, there are a number of different ways that parliaments can access that data. There's something I mentioned earlier called parliamentary budget offices, which are able to take data produced by the government, issued by the government, and essentially verify it and make sure that it is accurate and complete. There's also opportunities that we'll discuss called IFMIS, which is a system which is able to track the different finances within the ministries, as well as Boost, which is a World Bank product which is able to make public expenditure data that comes from the government. What's important to know is that it's not just about access to data, but it's about the usability of the data and the ability for that data to be either disaggregated for particular sectors, for example. You can get a big pile of reports on the data, but you need to make sure that it's usable, you need to make sure that it's accessible, and that it's something that you're able to manipulate in order to better understand the budget process.